If you're searching for an idyllic snorkeling getaway from Port Vila, the Lelepa Island Day Tour might be just the perfect fit for you. However, planning such a tour can feel overwhelming, especially if this is your first time in Vanuatu's shores. Common concerns often include figuring out the best transport, how good the snorkeling is, costs, and ensuring the tour fits your group's schedule. My video review today is here to guide you on what to expect during the tour, highlight the key attractions so you can work out if a Lelepa Island tour is suitable for you. Lelepa Island is located off the northwest coast of Efate, the main island of Vanuatu, just a short boat ride from the capital, Port Vila. Covering approximately 4 square kilometres, it's part of the Havana harbour area, making it an accessible yet tranquil escape from mainland hustle. There's only one way to get to Lelepa Island, and that's by booking a tour, either direct with them or most visitors find it easier by chatting to their hotel reception or tourism office. We were staying at the Breakers Beach Resort, and when checking in, I spoke to the lady behind the tour desk counter. She was very helpful and explained everything in detail for me. The cost for a Lelepa Island tour was 12,000 Vaatu per person, about 155 Australian, which covers a range of inclusions: your hotel pickup and return transfers, provided with snorkeling gear, mask, snorkel and fins, 2 different snorkeling locations, a delicious lunch, usually featuring local produce, afternoon tea and coffee with biscuits, and a guided village tour where you can learn about island traditions and daily life. Tour operators might offer slight variations in their package, so it's best to check what's included when booking. Note that the commission for the booking is paid direct to your hotel, and you settle the remaining balance with the driver when you're picked up for the tour. This makes it highly important to bring enough cash or withdraw the money from an ATM in Port Vila beforehand, as there are no credit card facilities available. As a whole, you won't need any more money on the tour, but you can purchase a souvenir from the village, so it's best to bring a little extra cash for this. Our scheduled pickup time was 8:15 a.m, and we were the first ones to hop on the bus that morning. After a friendly greeting, there were a few more stops to collect other guests staying at nearby hotels, which gave us a chance to see a bit more of Port Vila along the way before arriving at Havana Harbour. The drive to the jetty was comfortable and offered some lovely early morning views, taking roughly about an hour in total. Upon arrival, our guide was already waiting for us at the boat, ready to kick off the adventure. There were around 10 people on our tour, which made for a friendly and intimate group size. The boat itself was a little squishy, but you had enough room to sit, and I'm sure they would have fit a couple more in. It's worth noting that the first island you visit today isn't actually Lelepa Island. In fact, you'll stop off at another area of Efate's mainland. This is about 10 to 20 minutes away, with Lelepa Island clearly visible in the distance. You step onto the rocky beach, where reef shoes definitely prove useful to protect your feet as you navigate the stones and shells. Waiting for you is a small shelter with tables and chairs, as well as a barbecue area. By now it's about 10 a.m. and the sun is warming up nicely, so you grab your snorkeling gear provided by the guides and head straight into the water for a swim. The guides use this time to fire up the barbie and start preparing lunch, all while making sure everyone is comfortable and has what they need. The snorkeling here was around rocky outcrops with patches of coral around. The water was absolutely gorgeous, crystal clear with a gentle current, making it easy to spot a colourful variety of fish darting in and around the coral. We saw plenty of marine life, including some larger schools and a few curious creatures hiding amongst the rocks, which made for a fun and memorable start to our day on the island. Lunch was a real highlight for the day. The guide served up a generous spread of freshly cooked chicken straight off the barbie, accompanied by salads, tropical fruits and plenty of fresh bread. The flavours were lovely and everything tasted even better, enjoyed outdoors with a sea breeze and stunning island views. This break offered the perfect chance to sit back, relax and chat with your other fellow travellers. It's a good chance to swap stories about previous adventures and get to know one another. After lunch, we stepped back into a slow pace, giving everyone the chance to unwind and soak up the island vibes. If you wanted to swim, you could jump back in the water, although I still had a full stomach from lunch and found myself more content to let the sea breeze and warm sun lull me into a post-lunch snooze. There were a couple of hammocks strung between the trees, and I felt myself closing my eyes while listening to the local birds and the rustling of the palm trees overhead. If you preferred to stay active, you could wander down to the rock pools where crabs and other creatures made for some interesting discoveries. The guides use this downtime to tidy up from lunch, pack away the gear, and quietly prepare to our next destination. Next was a 20-minute ride over to Lelepa Island itself, where we arrived at one of the island's favourite snorkelling spots. The journey across the water offered brilliant views of the coastline and plenty of opportunities to snap a few photos. As we pulled up to the sheltered bay, the water was even clearer than before, making it perfect for spotting vibrant coral and schools of fish beneath the surface. The snorkelling at Lelepa Island was absolutely gorgeous. You'll need to jump off the boat into the water, but there is a handy ladder to help you get back in. As a bonus, the guides toss over the leftover chicken bones from lunch into the shallows. This turns fish feeding into a bit of a show, with dozens of colourful species quickly swarming around for a feed, which is entertaining to watch. The snorkelling spot is a mix of rocky outcrops again and coral gardens, with a lot more marine life than this morning's snorkel. However, the water was noticeably cooler, thanks to the shade cast by the large rocky cliffs. But it's definitely worth braving for the chance to explore the best snorkelling. If you're lucky, you might even spot reef fish, sea turtles, and sometimes friendly sharks, plus dolphins can play in the warm waters year-round. Between June and September, humpback whales migrate through Vanuatu's waters, and although sightings near Lelepa Island aren't guaranteed, keep your eye on the horizon during the boat trips for a chance to spot these majestic creatures. After another 10-minute boat ride, we reached a different part of Lelepa Island. The guide led us on a casual walk through the bush, sharing stories about the island's history and pointing out native plants along the way. He taught us how the locals use these plants for everything from cooking to traditional medicine, and it was fascinating to see the resourcefulness woven into everyday life. No matter when you visit, you're likely to spot colourful birdlife such as kingfishers, fruit doves, and the occasional Pacific imperial pigeon. The island is home to Fells Cave, a UNESCO World Heritage listed site. Historically, the island has been a gathering place for local chiefs and plays a vital role in the oral traditions and stories of the Vanuatu people. Eventually, we arrived at the village for a guided walk around. It's inhabited by a small, close-knit community who maintains a traditional lifestyle blending farming, fishing, and tourism. The guide explained the purpose of each building, like the communal meeting house, family dwellings, and the small school. Our walk finished in a central clearing where colourful sheets were spread out on the ground, covered with locally made crafts and souvenirs. There were an inviting selection of magnets, shells, necklaces, earrings, and other handmade trinkets, all crafted by the villagers. It was a great opportunity to pick up a unique Vanuatu keepsake while supporting the local community. While we browsed, we were treated to an afternoon snack, complete with freshly brewed tea and coffee and a plate of biscuits. To cap off the visit, a group of locals, including some of the younger children, gathered to perform traditional songs. Their singing was just a lovely addition, and when they encouraged us to join in, it made for a memorable end to our village experience. After a full-day adventure, we hopped back on the boat for a return journey to the mainland. By then, the wind had died down and the water was smooth as glass, perfectly reflecting the colours of the sky as the sun began to set on the horizon. Since our resort was the first to be picked up in the morning, it ended up being the last to be dropped off in the evening, so we didn't get back until around 6:30 p.m, which made for a very long day tour. But after a quick shower, we headed to our hotel bar for a few drinks to unwind and reflect on the day's adventures. Overall, we loved the Lelepa Island Tour. The whole experience was well organised, relaxed, and full of memorable moments. In the end, if you're considering your next tropical getaway or just want to learn more about what this Vanuatu island has to offer, please click here for my video on the best things to do in Port Vila. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you for the next one.